Ready? Play.
It's my great pleasure to be joined by Damien Kust, who I know is a huge fan of the coaching influence of Goran Ivanisevic on Novak Djokovic. And in general, I know he's a big fan and believer in the influence that these coaches have over players such as Djokovic, who maybe barely win a match without coaches such as Goran. Right, Damien?
Yeah, when it comes to Ivanisevic, I really don't think there's that much to talk about. I think Goran has had an influence over Novak, of course, especially at the beginning of their partnership when he was just sort of joining as that one specialist. But Ivanisevic joined with like a very clear idea in mind, as a bit of a serve specialist, if you may. Then he, of course, kind of transitioned to become like the primary coach of Novak Djokovic as well. But I think after that, these initial shakeups, which definitely have given Novak a few slams, a few tournaments, sort of increased his longevity as well for the next few years. After these technical shakeups in the serve motion, after that, I think Goran was sort of just like someone that Novak could bounce ideas off of, which doesn't really, it isn't required. It isn't necessary at this stage of his career. But, it's still helpful. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he was still, providing good atmosphere and also, just saying, well, I think we should do it this way. And Novak would sort of probably talk to him about more so on that sort of level, I'm assuming. But, especially early on in their partnership, he had major influence over Novak. We know that recently, like Djokovic has been kind of, he let go of his management at the end of the year. He now lets go of his coach. So he's really just full on, reinventing his team. We don't, of course, and we won't know what exactly the reasons are. And if it's directed by his recent results, the last few events, if it's directed by, I don't know, just things becoming kind of stale, who knows? But I don't think it's going to have like a massive influence on his results if Ivanisevic is there or not at this stage of his career.
There is a suggestion that there was a mini fallout in Indian Wells. I don't know how strong that is, but Goran was particularly unhappy with, or apparently was unhappy with certain things regarding Djokovic's attitude there and being a bit laissez-faire to training. I have to say that there was an additional comment on that from somebody that said that they saw Goran picking Novak's rackets up and they thought that was fairly unbecoming. But I don't really know how solid that is. Certainly the reaction from Novak today was extremely complimentary and loving, as you would probably expect. But yeah, I think in recent years, it's just been someone, as you say, to bounce off. On the day of a Grand Slam final, perhaps he can lean on him and listen to him with a bit more respect than he would you or I, who's never obviously been there before, seen it or even done it, never mind worn the T-shirt. But I don't see Novak's I see a lot of reaction on social media today, but I don't really see any great change in Novak's trajectory. It's not like Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool or even far worse, Ferguson leaving United. I don't see the rest of Novak's career being empty, basically.
Yeah, let's see who's going to be David Moyes, or if there's even going to be a David Moyes, basically. And I mean, it's possible that Novak will not actually hire anyone. There's, of course, still a lot of people in his team, perhaps not necessarily like tennis coaches, but, the fitness guy and stuff. So I don't know. It's possible for Novak to just keep going. Maybe he will hire someone massive. Who knows? There are definitely a few big names sort of out there on the market right now, and that Novak could pick up. There's also a few big names that Goran could pick up as
I think
in his next coaching endeavor. Who knows?
That's the more interesting part. Where's Goran going? I don't know whether Novak will take on a coach, who that will be, whether it will be a sort of super coach, someone he can lean on those big occasions. Is it going to be someone who can just give him a different voice to maybe just give him that bit of extra motivation? I mean, I don't think it will make a huge amount of difference. I don't think he'll be winning or losing Olympic gold as a result. But I think Goran, if he can make certain tweaks to certain players' games, I don't know if he can help a Leila Fernandez become a serve bot or the thing is, I've heard Tsitsipas mentioned, but Tsitsipas's elements to his game, if the elements of Goran's help with Novak are to be believed in terms of his serve, that makes sense. Of course, Goran being a particularly strong serve, in fact, particularly strong is a mild understatement. I mean, the serve was kind of everything. I don't know whether Tsitsipas can gain from that, because I don't think Goran necessarily turned Novak into the best backhander of all time. But yeah, I think Goran's trajectory is the most interesting of all.
Yeah, Tsitsipas is a fair shout. Like that's kind of possible. But first of all, we still need to find out whether Goran is going to be coaching it all, is going to want to coach it all, because well,
he might have just wanted and enjoyed that Novak dynamic.
But yeah, I mean, Goran could legit like not be coaching because, well, he was not really like a coach in the first place before he started working with Djokovic, right? So maybe it was a one-time thing for him. Maybe he wants some time off now. Maybe Stefanos Tsitsipas picks him up. Maybe Dominic Thiem picks him up. There's a lot of options out there. We just have to wait and see. But yeah, it's pretty big news, sure. But it's big news like without an actual that's great for Novak or that's horrible for Novak.
Yep, indeed. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.